Aloha and welcome to the Friday Marketing Jam Session. I'm Tom Gaddis, my host Jason Moran, in the house with me today. This week, we're going to be talking about automation, how to scale your agency at every stage of the journey. We're going to talk about how we're using automation in our seven-figure agency, how you can use it in 2024 to grow. It's going to be a great call. We're going to also talk about a new prospecting strategy that some people have been hitting in the group around the Google business websites. We're going to take your questions. I mean, we're just going to have a good time. So grab a cool drink. I'm going to cue up the intro and we'll see you back here in one momento.
It's time. The moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to grow and scale your business from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, we've returned for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam session. And now, here are your hosts.
Man, listen to that crowd, Jason. They are fired up about automation.
Every week. I never get tired.
Please settle up. This is why I keep showing up. Just applause. Sometimes I just play this recording back, randomly through the day so I can hear the applause.
Does the wife play that when you walk in the door?
She should. I'm glad that you mentioned that. She should.
Yeah.
I was just telling her today, we went to the gym this morning and I was like, we've been going to some events. We went to a black tie event where we got all fancied up. And I was like, I'm winning the relationship game right now. Like, you need to get on your toes. We'll see what she does.
What's happening, Jacqueline?
Hey, let's go to the comments. Let me see who all is here. Whoever this is, if you guys go to our team can post a link to StreamYard. If you go in there and you grant StreamYard permission, then we can see your happy face, just like we see Jacqueline here. Hi, Sharks. Happy Friday. Oh, look. So, Jason, remember last week when we were talking after I changed the style of the show? That's why these look different.
Yeah, it looks
What's
cool.
up, Enrique, Dudge Page, Richie Cronin? What was that, Jason?
I said I like it. Yeah, I think it looks good.
Oh, yeah. It looks a little style. That's an interesting one, yeah. We use StreamYard to run this live show. So last week I was showing Jason the behind the scenes and some things like that. And so I changed the style and then forgot to change it back. But I like this. It's nice. It's nice to kick up the sand and change it up every once in a while. So
exactly.
Jacqueline said, not enough is happening. I need to work harder. Let's see. Here in Puerto Rico, we're celebrating the last 3 days of Christmas. Oh, wow. Awesome. Enrique, Merry Christmas. Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Hey, Janice, how you doing?
Janice says it's still cold in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's been it started warming up here, Jason. So it was actually pretty nice today. And yesterday.
Yeah, we finally got a little bit of a warm up too. So my blower got a break and so did my back. So that's kind of nice.
That's good. Hey, you're talking about shoveling the snow, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's nice. Nice to have a little bit of a break.
Awesome. Well, man, we've had lots of stuff going on around here. It's been a busy week. As you guys know, we had a couple of bigger conventions here in town in Vegas. We had Traffic and Conversions, and then we also had Affiliate Summit West. So I got to go around to some different networking events and meet some people face-to-face and hang out. And so this week, last week I had went to a couple things. This past week, Sunday night, we went to a networking event that this company had at the Intrigue nightclub inside of the Wynn Hotel. And it sounds really awesome, right? You're like, oh, a networking event at a nightclub in the Wynn. You're like, this will be great. It was not so great. It was so loud, like you couldn't hear anybody talk, and really trying to network and really get to know anybody was crazy. So Miranda had fun because she got to dance, and they had an open bar till 11, so she enjoyed that. But like for the networking part, it wasn't the best. Still made a couple of good connections, got to talk to some people, but it was very difficult, right? Then Monday night, we went to an event at the Las Vegas Country Club that was a James Bond event, and it was so it was black tie. It was real formal. It was great. Had a really awesome dinner. A lot of the people there were they either owned ad networks or they were like media buyers. A lot of performance marketers too, people doing email, the things like that. But mostly they were in like mortgage, insurance, like they were running offers for those companies. So, it's interesting to go to events like that. And, I like to hit events where, there's some things that you go to, there's a lot of people in your same space, traffic and conversions, a little more people that are in that, we kind of know and are in the same space. Affiliate Summit West is, even though it's affiliate marketing, it's a really kind of a different group. The really big money in that space is with the, the insurance offers, the mortgage offers, the healthcare, like a lot of healthcare, a lot of help people in the health market selling supplements or things like that. And so I find those events fun because like you get to meet people that are in different niches. They're doing different stuff. Sometimes you get ideas, sparks things. Sometimes too, you never know, like, wow, we've never thought about working with this person, but like this may be a good fit with what they're doing and what we're doing. And so I like to go to those kinds of events. So the Las Vegas Country Club was that kind of an event, right? Like I didn't really know anybody there. It was really meeting a lot of new people. It was fun. They had this, they had a guy there hand rolling cigars for you to smoke after dinner. So that was pretty awesome. And so we did that one on Monday. And then Tuesday night was by far what I think was the best event that I went to. And that was ClickBank. ClickBank had their, they call it the ClickBank Roadshow. And they rented out T-Mobile Arena, which is where the Golden Knights play.
Jeez, wow.
And so they had the event on the ice. And so what they did was like they had these like rubber mats that they put down in the middle of the ice so that you wouldn't slip and fall, like you're walking on the rubber mats. And that's where everybody mingled, and they had like desserts and an ice cream bar, and they had the Golden Knights mascot there. And then on one side, they had an area where you could go on the ice and shoot hockey pucks at the goal. Right. And so that was a lot of fun. And the thing was, though, like, even though that mat was on the ice, it was freaking, my feet were frozen by the time we left. I was like, just like standing on the ice as it was coming up through. And but there were a lot of awesome people at that event. And I got to, meet some people that are in our space and some people that aren't. And so it was really a good time. So I had a lot of fun at that one. That was by far I thought that event was by far my favorite. Like, just there were a lot of people there. Everybody was super nice, and just the event itself was really well done. So
nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like the one to go to. That sounds great.
Yeah, I know Alicia is in town, Patty, but I didn't run into her at any of the events. I was looking for her. I did run into Todd Spears, got to hang out with him for a little bit, and I ran into John Limbacher. Got to hang out with him. I saw, I ran into Perry Belcher, got to hang out with him for a bit. Ran into Jason Fladlian, got to meet, I'd never met Jason Fladlian, so got to meet him and talk to him. That was really nice. And then just some other people that are, kind of in various different niches and things like that. So, yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Cool. Well, look, let's get right to it. Let's do some shark shout outs, because last week I waited till the end of the show to do that. I want to start the show with some shout outs this week. Then we're going to talk a little bit about automation. As you guys know, in our emails and last week on the show, we were talking about our Reach cold email system, which is a system we worked out that automates cold email and the whole process and things like that. We've had that open for a few days. We have a special offer going on it. That offer is going to close tomorrow. So if you haven't watched that training or you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll talk a little bit about that on the show. I'll put a link across the screen towards the end where you can go check out the training and see what it's about and all that stuff. After talking to some of the people at these events I was at, like, I am more and more convinced that what we have built with Reach is like such a unique, it's just such a unique thing in that everything is pretty much done for you, right? Like all the emails are already written, all the sequences are figured out. Like you get everything you need. There's really nothing for you to create. And you know, from talking to other people with doing different things and software tools, it's just so unusual for something to be like that, right? Like usually if you're buying some piece of prospecting software, like you still have to figure out how to use it effectively, right? Because the people that make the software, they don't know your offers. They don't know what works in your market. They don't know any of that stuff, right? So for us, we know what we're doing in the agency because we have an agency and we're using it in our agency. So we're able to just kind of copy that and bring it out to you guys. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, let's do some shark shout outs. Actually, before that, Jason, I've been rambling on. I didn't even let you get a word in edgewise. What's been going on in your
good? Well, like I said, I'm shoveling a lot less snow, so that's a good thing, you know.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So I got a break on that. We got a little bit of a warm front coming through, and by warm I mean, you know, mid-30s, which that's a heat wave for us in winter, so that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's been good. Yeah. We and actually we had a little bit of sunshine peeking through about, you know, 10-15 minutes ago, so that was kind of cool. Got to see the sun. But other than that, yeah, just been busy taking calls, helping people, plugging away, working on Reach machines. You know the drill, you know, day in, day out.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Don't let me forget, because I know I've seen some Reach members and some people talking about new email guidelines and things like that. I want to talk a little bit about that. So don't let me forget to do that. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we can touch on that.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So shark shout outs. Let me share my screen. You know, we've just had a few shout outs each week this week. So I'm going to make a call to all you out there. We're already halfway through January. We need to be doing some prospecting, taking some action, getting some results. So look, let's talk about the wins for this week, and then we'll talk a little bit about how we can help you do that. So first up, Joanne Westwood. She closed a new website to a CPA. He originally just wanted a few on-page edits, and then she sold him a new site instead for $900. So Joanne, that is awesome. He calls for some edits, upsell them into 900. Really, really great. You know, it's interesting, Joanne, because at the agency, that's one of the things that we've been focusing on with the team is upselling, right? When somebody comes to us, adding on additional services, even going back to existing clients and getting them into other things. And you're going to be hearing more about that. We're already talking about that stuff with our Remote Millionaires members, but you guys will be hearing about it here pretty soon. So yeah, excellent work.
I've been really impressed with Joanne. You know, her and I work closely together. You know, I talk to her pretty much on a weekly basis, and yeah, it's such a pleasure to work with someone like her. I absolutely love what she's doing. She's totally crushing it in her agency. Just talked to her today, and she's like, I'm slammed. She's like, I've got so much work. I'm getting calls coming in left and right. And it's just fun. It's fun to see that type of growth. So congratulations, Joanne.
Yeah. And look, she said she already put up a page using Go High Level to hold them over in the interim while she's
I love it.
That is awesome.
Great. Yeah.
Take some action, Joanne. That's great. Randy Bett, who I got to hang out with here in Vegas, you know, in I think November, picked up his first website sale of 2024, $999 tree service website. He got it through a website video audit that his VA sent out. And he's got a Google ad campaign quote submitted to begin in March. So I saw this post in the Facebook group, and Randy, Joanne is a member of Remote Millionaires. Randy is a member of Shark Alliance, which if you guys don't know, Shark Alliance is our monthly membership. We've got a couple different versions of it, $47. And we have one, I think that's like $197. By far, I think it's one of the most underrated things that we offer, because a lot of times we just don't talk about it enough because, it just kind of gets lost in the shuffle of a lot of other things we have going on and different things like that. But look, if you're not ready for Remote Millionaires, Shark Alliance is pretty damn good. I mean, that's the course that Dorn went through to get up to Megalodon status and get his agency rocking. And a lot of people go in there and come out the other side with really strong agencies, and it has everything you need in there to do that. So, check it out. It's a pretty good deal if you've never seen it before. And well, we'll talk a little more about some other things Randy posted, but this really awesome. Look at that. 2 website deals. It's so funny. Websites. Here's a service that a lot of people just think is dead. Like, why would you do websites like that? Like, man, websites are one of the core things that we do in the agency. We love them. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And then we can talk a little bit about kind of how we automate them too. That would be good. Storm and Norman, another Remote Millionaire, sold 2 new home services jackpot websites, $750 each.
Nice.
Home services jackpot. That's a course we put out at, let's see, gosh, now it's been a year and a half ago. And look at that. Norm crushing it with it. Just sold 2 of them. This is interesting because this is one of the ways that we automate things like websites and use them as a way to get our foot in the door so that we can sell additional services, right? And for those of you that aren't familiar with what Home Services Jackpot is, we have another one called Professional Services Payday. These are pre-built websites. So they're already done. Like, we built them. They're built out. They have all the content. They have all the images. Like, you just have to install WordPress, you install the theme, you install the demo content, and you have these finished websites in various niches. Just some minor edits to make them up for a client. So, Norm's getting $750 for this, and he is probably spending, 30 minutes, maybe even, well, I know he's not spending any time on it because he has a team doing it, but really easy to add client information and edit them, and you don't have to go through all that stuff, right? And so you can do these at a really affordable price and start those relationships and get some cash flow going. So excellent work.
Yeah, it's the only way to scale, web agency in my mind. I mean, templated sites like that you can spin out. I mean, you can really scale that up real quickly. It's difficult to do custom sites at scale unless you've got a giant team behind you. But these types of templated sites, I mean, you can turn those out all day long. So and $750, I mean, what a great price point for that site, and you could sell those all day long. So
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, to your point, Tom, that websites, that's the foundation of every business out there. So yeah. I know a lot of us, sometimes we balk at them. We turn our head to sites and we're like, I don't really want to go down that route. And I get it, because going down the custom site route, it's not fun. It can get pretty messy sometimes. But templated sites like HSJ, I mean, all day long. Those are so easy to spin up, so easy to customize. Throw up a logo, customize the colors of it, throw up some images of the clients, and you're done. I mean, it's really that simple. So
yeah, and the difference, I saw somebody's asking what's the difference between the two. So the difference, Patty, is Home Services Jackpot focuses on the home services niche. So I think the 3 sites you get in there are like electrician, plumber, something else, but they're all in the home service niche, where Professional Services Payday, all of those sites are professional services. Like, there's attorney, there's a CPA site, various things like that. So they're different sites in different niches, right? And there's a little difference in how you go about selling those sites, right? Because with the home services niche, there are a lot of people that can use a website. Like, look, I'm gonna demo something, but first, let me do this. So Shelly Ward, another Shark Alliance member, sold a new website, 2,500, shared that she is looking to reach that 6-figure year goal this year. So that's pretty much everyone on the shout outs had a website deal. Like, everybody on the shout outs had a website deal. That is a total of $5,899 for the week of January 13th to the 19th. It's a grand total of $14,139 since the start of 2024. That's awesome, guys. I mean, look at those website deals. So
really cool.
here's what I want to talk about, because we're talking about automations today. Now, our reach system is a way to automate cold email prospecting, right? Take the grind out. Again, I'll put a link up for that here in a little bit. You guys can go watch it, look at it after the show if you haven't seen it. I want to talk about the double-edged sword of automation, okay? Because I saw some things in the Facebook group this week that kind of made me like, I wanted to just address it, because we've been talking, somebody mentioned, they shared in the Facebook group, that these Google business profile websites. So Google had this thing called Google business profile websites. And it was basically, they were able to create websites from your Google business profile. They're very simple sites. I'm going to show you one. Here, I'm going to show you one. So you can find them by going to site, and then you put in, it's business.site, right?
Yep.
And then if you want to look for a specific area, like I'm going to do Las Vegas, you can put in an area, and then you can put in a site. So let's put in plumber. So let's just talk about this, because let's say you have home services jackpot, right? So you put this in, you search, and then it will show you all of the plumbers here in Vegas that have these business.sites. Okay. Now, I want to talk about these results for a minute, because a lot of these businesses, they may have a regular website. Like, this does not mean this is the only website they have, right? But we do know they have a Google business profile site, and these, starting on March 1st, are going to go away. They're just going to be redirected to their Google business profile. So, like, let's just take a look at this one, and you can see how simple these sites are. So you can see they've just got to message us. They've got to make an appointment. There's not much to them, right? Very, very simple, very straightforward sites. So when someone shared this in the group, other people started talking about, well, how can we target these people, right? To find out if they have these sites and possibly get information from them. So I shot a quick little video about a technique that Kristen Bedard shared in one of the comments about how to find these sites, which I just showed you guys how to use that search string, right? There's also Spanish versions of these sites. So you can also search for the Spanish versions as well. And we talked about, the idea was like, you can use this to find these. You could reach out to them and say, hey, did you know this is going away? Blah, 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 blah. So why am I talking about all this during automation? Because there's a place for automation, and then there's a place for taking action, right? Mm-hmm. And so I saw a couple of different types of people posting in comments about this particular strategy. I've seen some people like Randy Bett, who did the search, did a little bit of looking around, and then just started reaching out to people and saying, hey, listen, did you know these Google sites are going away? I know you have one. I'd like to help you fix it. He reached out to, 21 sites. He got 3 high quality meetings. Like, he's in the process of closing those deals. Okay. Then I saw people that were replying to what Randy was doing with things like, well, what's your tech stack? Well, what's your script? Like they were all concerned about the wrong things. Like they were not taking action. Randy was taking action. Does he know what he's doing? No, he's figuring out as he goes. Is it automated? No. But does it matter? Is he probably going to make some money and close a few website deals? Absolutely. In the meantime, there's a whole nother group of people that are worried about what the script is, what the tech stack is, how are you going to automate the process? They're doing zero. There's no chance they are going to make money. So while automation is awesome and you should be using it, you also just need sometimes to start taking some action, right? Like, automation is not going to save you. Like, you still have to be taking some action when needed. And I bring this up because I think a lot of times people just think this is just going to happen somehow, right? They get so focused on the wrong things. Like, who cares if the process is automated or not if you make $5,000, Do you really care? Like, would it really matter to you if you closed $5,000 worth of business, whether that process was automated? Would it really matter to you whether you talked, like, let's say you only talked to 5 businesses and you made $5,000. Would you be disappointed that you didn't talk to 100? No, you'd be super excited, right? That you made $5,000.
Yep.
So I bring all this up to say that when you see things like this, don't be those people that focus on the wrong things. Don't try to pick it apart. Like, I get why they're asking those questions, right? You want to do things efficiently, but like, look, say like, hey, I'm curious, do you mind sharing your script? And when they share the script, then go out and take some action, right? Don't overthink it, I guess is what I'm saying, right? Like, I just see so many people overthink this and they never take action because they're thinking about it. While I see other people that just put their head down and start taking action and they start getting results, right?
And here's one more thing to add to that too, Tom, is that we've got 60 days or, maybe a few more days before this happens. Like, it can take you 30, 60, 90 days to really hone in a good automated process. By the time you do that, it's too late. Like, we don't like this. There's no time to build an automated process really around this. I mean, you might be able to streamline some of the, the fulfillment end of it, but really like the marketing side of it. I mean, it's really like just hire as many salespeople as you possibly can, get on the phones and just hammer them out. Like, that's where we're at. We have a very short window of time to take advantage of this. And then once it's done, it's done. Like, it's over.
Yeah. And I actually think we probably have a little longer window than we may initially think right now, because there are going to be a lot of people that don't hit that March 1st deadline, and they're still going to have those sites it's going to be redirecting through, I think, July. So you probably, it's not like on March 1st, it's just going to end and go away, but you do want to get going on it. Cause you're right. This is a limited window, right? This is kind of like, when Google rolled out the change and said, look, every site needs to have SSL if you want to rank. Like, it was a limited window. There's a cutoff date. Like, although you still find sites like that sometimes, it's not there's not as many as there were before. Yeah. And, so yes, you want to have, you do want to try to streamline your process, but don't let being perfect do this, right? And the other thing I want to say about this is, if you do have an automated system going, right? Like, if you have something like Reach working, where you're building a list and you have a list of businesses, like we have a list of businesses that we've built through the Reach system, right? We don't even have to search to see who has these sites. Like, we could just send an email to all those businesses and say, hey, did you know these sites are going away on March 1st, 2024? If you happen to have one, shoot a reply to this email. We can help you get something in place that's even better, super inexpensively. Or we could say something like, look, with these changes in Google, this is a good reminder to stop and take a look at your web presence and what's going on. Shoot us a reply and we'll do a free audit of your website to make sure you're up to date with all the current trends and technologies that are happening in 2024, right? Like, we don't even have to be trying to sell these particular clients. We can use this news as a reason to reach out to any business owner, whether they have one of these sites or not. So think about that, right? Like, look, here's something that's a topic. It's in the moment. These are the kinds of things we look for that give us a reason to initiate additional contacts with potential clients. Like, hey, I'm just calling everybody I know. I have a little web agency here in Las Vegas. I'm calling everybody I know just to let them know, like, I don't know if you saw, Google posted this thing. They're taking away these sites. If you happen to have one and you want to get it fixed, hit me up. If you don't have one, this is probably a good time to take a look at what you have going on with your website, because 2024, there's a lot of new technologies. There's a lot of new stuff coming with AI and search. Google's making changes. Let us do a free audit. We'll show you what you might need to where you might need to step up your game in 2024, right? Simple stuff like that. So
huge, yeah. Tom, that seriously, you just dropped a bomb right there. Like that, I mean, I couldn't have said it better. Like that's insane. Like you are so dead on. Like using this news, using Google as a gateway to get in front of somebody, and using that as an excuse to just get in front of them and talk to them. Like you said, like it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if they have the site, but just the fact that you're providing that knowledge, you're reaching out, letting them know, like, hey, I just want to. I'm just trying to give you this information. I'm trying to let you know. I'm trying to get you ahead of the curve. Let you know what's going on. I mean, that's what a bomb you just dropped. I mean, that's massive. That, I mean, if you guys are listening right now, like you should seriously take notes. You should seriously go back, listen to what Tom just said and write down everything he said, because that is so dead on. This is a massive opportunity that all of you guys could take right now to start like literally landing website deals left and right just based off this news that Google's released. That's huge, huge.
Yeah, and if you go to the Facebook group, you guys will see inside here, like there's several posts and things talking about this. So, Jerry made this post about finding them, right? Like he's got a different way to find them. This is really great. You're going to see that Randy's post. You're going to see some posts that I made. So, like just scroll through, go to, click newest activity, scroll through and just look for those and you'll see that stuff. And again, look, I know, you may think, well, what the heck does this have to do with automation and scaling your agency in 2024? It has everything to do with that, because this is another piece of the puzzle, right? We want to get some traction. If there's an opportunity around, like that's when we say, look, it'd be great if we had an automated way to do this, but in absence of that, let's just get some traction. Let's make some money. Let's generate some revenue. Then we can start automating that process and all those things. And if you already have automation in place, or you're setting up your reach machine and you're building your list, this is a great thing to be emailing your list about, right? Part of the reach system is it automatically builds a list of potential prospects, whether they buy anything from us or not. So we can engage that list with this news and stay up to date. And then I wanted to show you one more thing about this too, because this is on this. And I know Norm closed a home services jackpot site. So I want to show you guys this too, because this is interesting. Can somebody give me in the comments, give me a location and a home services niche? I'm going to show you this too. Because look, I want you guys to start getting some traction, right? And then I want you to start automating processes. Like if you're not in reach, you should seriously go take a look at that training. You should pick that up. I think it is hands down the best system to automate your prospecting. In the meantime, while you're setting that up, or if you have reach running, these are the things you want to be talking to your list about and looking at your potential prospects about so you can do it. So let's see. Let me look over here. So I see plumbing down. We always use plumbing. Okay, let's do Phoenix Solar. That sounds pretty good. So we're going to do Greg's Phoenix Solar. So I'm just going to type in solar, and then if I can spell Phoenix, okay? We'll say Phoenix, Arizona. Now, I want to show you guys something. Oh, actually, you know what? Wait, that wasn't a good one. I don't want to do solar because we don't have a solar home services site. I want to do one with a site we have. So
do the electrician.
We'll do Plumbers Nashville.
A plumber, okay.
We'll do Plumbers Nashville. Okay, so I just typed in Plumbers Nashville. Any area you're in, just type in plumbers and your area, okay? Now, I want to show you guys something. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to click on, these are the Google Business Profile results, right? Now, Nashville is a big area. I expect a lot of plumbers to have their stuff together and to have websites. But I want to show you something. Okay, so we're just going to scroll down. We may have to go through a couple pages just because of this area, but that's okay. So we're going to go through here. Website. So we're going to go to next. I just scroll through this list and I look for, oh, look, here's one. W.M. Brooks Plumbing Company. No website listed. If I had a spreadsheet going, I could copy these guys out, pop them in the spreadsheet, right? That's a way to automate the process, have an efficient process, even though you may be doing a piece manually. So use spreadsheets, things like that, so that you can streamline the process, a kind of a primitive type of automation, right? So here's one. Let's go down here. Website. Here's another one, Mitchell Plumbing. That's 2. Let's go to the next page. Here's 3. Here's 4. Let's see. Here's 5. Here's 6. So how long did that take me? I mean, not very long, right? And I've got 6 plumbers who do not have a website. And I have a completely done plumbing website that I could offer them for like super inexpensive. So what do I do then? Well, I make a little spreadsheet. I put these people in it. I call them up. I say, hey, I noticed you don't have a website. I'm a local website developer. I've been working on a new project. I built this plumbing website. It's already finished, but I don't need it. So I'm just looking to get rid of it really inexpensively. Like, here's the link. Take a look at it. If it interests you, I can part with it for $500, right? I'll even edit it, put your logo on there, add your info. It'll look just like your website. Super, super simple, right? Super, super simple. And you can do that with a lot of the different home services niches. So yeah, I share that too, because like this is another thing where a lot of people, you know, again, will start thinking, well, I'm not gonna, like, they won't actually do this because they're like, oh, well, you know, it's not automated and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Like, if you sell a $500 website, who gives a crap, right? Just take the actions, do the thing, automate the process later. Now, I know Norm and other people, you know, now they've built out a team because they started getting this kind of early traction, and that's what's allowed them to automate even more. So, okay. I got a little bit off on a rant there, Jason. Let me take a breath.
No, that was good. I'm telling you, I think you dropped some serious knowledge right there. Honestly, like that was huge, really. There's so much. I think people underestimate how much opportunity there really is out there in all of our local markets. I mean, there's just an unbelievable amount of small businesses that need help. And there's so much work. And yeah, a lot of times as agency owners, I think we get caught up in just being behind the screens, playing around with the tech. You know, I'm guilty of it myself. I love tech, you know, and I can get busy.
We love that stuff. Yeah. Like we're interested in it, right?
Exactly.
Like,
it's fun.
We're interested in it.
Exactly. Yeah. But really the dollars and cents of it, what it boils down to is just taking action. It's literally just reaching out to these people, and it doesn't matter how, whether it's through an automated system, whether it's manual, maybe it's a combination of both. Just do something. Just get out there. Just network, call, email, Facebook message, doesn't matter. Just get yourself out there.
Yeah. And then, you know, sprinkle automation in with that. Like when you combine those things, like when you're doing those simple things like we talked about on the show, and you're getting an automated system up and running, like, I mean, just think about, you know, we've talked about this for a long time in Offline Sharks, right? Like you want a lot of, like, the hardest thing in your business is generating activity, right? You have to generate activity. There's got to be things have to be happening. And what I mean by things are, like, you have to be talking to and interacting with businesses that can turn into clients in some way, shape, or form, right? Like if there's no interactions happening, if you're having zero conversations, either by phone, by Zoom, in person, by email, by text, whatever they are, if you're having zero conversations, no wonder you're getting zero clients, right? I mean, like, there's no way to get a client without having some type of interaction, whether that's, you know, if you want to use cold email, the reach system, again, best way to do that. You can use text, you can use Zoom, you know, this is why people that go to, you know, some people love networking events because that's the interaction, right? That's how they kick up the sand and stir the activity, by going and shaking hands and talking to people and exchanging information and doing all that stuff. Like all of these things are just ways to generate activity so that it's swirling around you and you can pick up some business along the way. So I'm going to do a couple things. One, I'm going to put the link for the Reach special that we have going on the bottom. So if you're interested in Reach, if you want to automate the prospecting using cold email, which for us was a long journey. When you watch this training, you'll see it's not as easy as the gurus and the experts say, right? Like we couldn't find a system where you just send out a cold email and it's like people just buy your stuff, right? Like that doesn't exist. But we were able to build out a system of automations that gets people's attention, gets them to open the emails. I mean, we're getting 48% higher open rates. It makes them a free offer. It upgrades them. They get paid. It gets meetings booked on your calendar, like all the activity stuff we're talking. The Reach machine does all that. So if you haven't checked it out, go to offlinesharks.com/reach special. Again, that's going to be closing down tomorrow. So if you've just been putting it off, make sure you get to it. Second, I wanted to show you guys. So part of the thing that you get with Reach is this awesome Reach community that we have in school. And, you know, you can see people in here just getting results, taking action. Jason's in here. Richie's in here. I saw that post. I forget who it was in the Facebook group, Jason, that was talking about you and Richie and your responsiveness to people's questions in here and helping them get everything set up and making sure everything is right. And thank you. And Richie, I know you're on here too. Thank you, Richie, for the high level of white glove support you bring to these Reach members, right? And the rest of the team too. I know our whole support team is in here and I'm in here and Nick's in here. So anyway, just thanks everybody. Really great job. We really work hard to take care of, you know, our Reach customers and you guys are doing a great job. So
I think I could speak. I think I could speak for everybody. And, you know, we really pride ourselves on providing that level of service and really helping you guys because we all, I think everyone on the team has a heart for service and we genuinely care. We want to see you guys succeed. That's the whole reason why we're in here doing this day in, day out. We really want you guys to succeed. We want to give you everything. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm an open book. I will give you all the knowledge that I have for doing this for the last, what has it been, 14 years or so now. So I'll give you everything that I've got. You know, I'm a complete open book. I don't hold anything back. And I think everybody on the team is of that mindset. You know, we all try and do our very best to really pitch in and help in any way we can.
Yeah. So Patty, the home services jackpot sites don't come with the Reach program because we sell something different inside there. So our purpose with Reach is to get our foot in the door using cold email and make a foot in the door offer. So websites are a little out of the reach. There's a joke, a little out of reach of that. So we have a different offer that we offer people in the Reach systems, but you do get all of that. You get all the templates and everything to make that offer. We show you what it is. We make sure you have everything you need to do that. However, selling those websites in the back end could be a really great strategy to have. And so I think Patty, if you search in our Facebook group, I believe you'll find links to, we set up all of these demos of all these home services sites on a generic domain, and you can use those links to show potential clients. So you don't even have to buy home services jackpot out of the gate. Like, I mean, who else out there tells you not to buy their stuff, right? Well, we do here because we want you to get results. So here's the deal. You don't have to buy home services jackpot. Do a search in the group. Look for, I think it was called Clients for Christmas. You'll find a list of links to demos of all the sites that are on a generically branded site. Use those links to show your potential clients. And then when you close a deal, then just use that money to buy home services jackpot. Super easy. We had a ton of people do that. Donna Norris, is Donna on this? Did I see Donna commenting earlier?
It's just nothing but mic drops from you today.
Maybe Sandy, like, talk to Sandy, talk to Donna. They closed a ton of deals with that strategy. So awesome stuff. Cool. So we'll talk a little bit more about Reach. If you guys have any questions about it, Oh, let me see here. It does. So, hold on. I always go through the wrong to get over here to this screen. So, Patty says, does the Reach program want us to automate content for things like websites? Yeah. So, Patty, the whole idea behind the Reach system is to get attention, start a conversation, build your list internally for your agency, but then also to get people booked on your calendar that you can sell additional things to, whatever that thing is you want to sell, whether it's websites, whether it's whatever. So part of the process in Reach, Patty, is they get, so we make them a free offer, and then the paid upgrade, they get a website audit. So we use that website audit to sell them additional things like website redesign, stuff like that. And Richie covers all that in the training. We talk about all that stuff. So yeah, it is definitely designed to do that for you. So awesome stuff. No, the website client one isn't there either. Reach is its own separate. It's got its own stuff in there. Like you don't want to get too you don't want to convolute what we're doing in the cold email sequences. So yeah, you guys will love it. One other thing I want to talk about too, because we're talking about automation on today's call, and Nick shared this post in our Remote Millionaires group. And, he had this post about how often when he was first starting the agency, he always wondered, like, what would it look like to have an agency that practically runs itself, right? And you guys may be thinking about that too. Like, so Reach is an automated prospecting system, but like when we're talking about automating our agency, when we're talking about having an agency that functions on a daily basis without our direct input, which is what we have, right? We have an agency that functions on a daily basis without our direct input. Nick and I do none of the prospecting. We do none of the sales. We do none of the fulfillment. We do none of the client management. We do none of the retention, right? Like we're working on the business. We don't actually work in the business. And so how do we do that? Well, we do that with different types of automation. So there's the software automation side of things, right? Where we use systems like Reach. We use systems like our agency growth machine, that type of stuff. There's the systems and processes side where we automate using standard operating procedures. So if any of you picked up our Lazy Agency Owners Growth Toolkit, a couple weeks ago when we brought that out, that was a collection of standard operating procedures that we use to automate other things in our business. So those standard operating procedures are used by people on our team to do those particular tasks, right? So what does it look like? So I wanted to show you guys this screenshot. So this is a screenshot from the agency Slack space, right? So we use Slack to communicate with the team and share everything that's going on. But this is what we've been able to build out in the agency. This is why the agency did over $1 million last year. And again, how we're doing it without being directly involved, right? You may think, well, what does this look like for Nick and I? Well, we're working about 20 hours a week, probably 15 to 20 hours a week on the agency, right? All the day-to-day, all that other stuff handled here. And we're continuing to grow this out. But you can see there's Megan. She's the sales rep. She prospected a new lead. She closed a $1,500 sale. There's Tim, the operations manager. He's assigning the team members. He monitors the quality control throughout the customer journey. You can see Blake, an account coordinator and point of contact responsible for client retention, happiness, and success. And you can see Grissom, a project coordinator responsible for production, fulfillment of service using company standard operating procedures, contractors, and specialties. This is what we're going for, right? This is what, this is what we've built and what we think you should be looking to build, right? Nick says the dream for every agency owner. Well, this is what you're looking for. And, things like Reach, things like, the stuff we teach in the Shark Alliance, the things we teach in Remote Millionaires, this is where we're heading. Like, this is where we want to take you. So you have a system like this. You have this set up so you can do this as well. So I wanted to share this. Lots of exciting things come. If you're an RM member, lots of exciting things coming from Nick about this process, how we're doing it, how we're going to continue to expand it, how we're building out even more. So really great stuff there too. There's also, I saw some people in here too, selling some, where was it? I saw somebody in here selling some of the business sites too, but well, I can't find it right now. But anyway, so look, when we talk about automations, when we talk about the processes that we're doing, that's where we're going, right? That's the system and the stuff we want to do.
Yeah, and automation systems are what allows that to happen, right? Having those automations, having those systems in place allows you to do that. And that's the great thing about Reach. You know, Reach is an automated prospecting system that's ready to go out of the box, that's built for scale. So if you don't have prospecting automated, this is a great way to keep that pipeline full, keep those prospects coming in so that you have qualified people that you can talk to on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we talk about Chris a lot. Chris built this whole thing out for his agency, just doing it an hour a day, crushing it, killing it. I know some people are asking like, well, like what is Reach? I see you have questions. Look, go to the link, go to offlinesharks.com/Reach special. Check it out. One of the things we did, Reach is a very robust system, right? It requires a lot from us and our team to set this up for everybody. So one, we limit the amount of people we bring in. We usually always sell out, but we do limit the amount of people we bring in each time because there's a lot of stuff on our end to do those types of things. And two, I believe yesterday we opened up an option where you can do a payment plan. If you're strapped, if you're on a budget, whatever it is, you can do a payment plan. And so you want to check that out as well. So go to offlinesharks.com, Reach special. I know we talked a lot about different stuff. I was kind of all over the place today, right? Like I got off on this tangent on, taking action and doing those things. But look, you want to be doing all this stuff together, right? Ultimately, you want to have an automated way to prospect. Reach is a great way to do that. But you also want to take advantage of any low-hanging fruit and other things you might see out there to get some traction. So check those things out. Go back, rewatch the recording of this, take notes, get all the other stuff. All that stuff will be good. And somebody asked about warm-ups.
Go ahead.
So somebody asked about warm-up of the email. So we go through we show you how to do that. So one of the great things about Reach is because of the offers we're making, the system we have set up, the open rates are extremely high. The engagement is really high. So we don't struggle with a lot of the issues that you normally do with cold emailing. Because the reason you have issues with cold emailing is because people don't open your emails and they don't respond. And whenever email service providers see those two things, they assume you're spamming. So the way to prevent trouble with email service providers is one, don't spam, which we're not spamming. And two, make sure people are opening and engaging in your emails. And we've got all that figured out in Reach. And so you'll see a ton of results and examples in the training, but we got that all figured out. So what were you gonna say? Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if you wanted me to touch on email or not. I know we were talking about that early on.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that. So can you tell everybody what some of the changes are that people have been talking about and what's going on there?
Yeah. So Google and Yahoo came out with an article and it's gotten a ton of traction. Everyone's up in arms about, all this new regulation that's coming down and people are worried about email going to spam and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, if you really dig into it, nothing's really changed. The policies that they outlined are policies that have been in place for years. And it's always been best practice. But basically what they're saying is like, come February 1, we're going to actually start policing this stuff. We're going to actually actively start, monitoring it more closely than they have been in the past. So, again, not to harp on, the Reach system, but in the Reach system, we've been following these guidelines all along. So honestly, there's not really much that's changing. Everything that's in the Reach system, the way that we have you guys set up your email, the way that we're doing it is 100% fully compliant. What was the other thing I was going to mention is with the system. Shoot, I'm blanking on what I was going to say here, Tom.
Well, I think that's good because what's interesting too, like I know a lot of people have been seeing articles about these changes Google's doing in email and stuff, right? That has started these conversations. Here's what's interesting. Those people writing those articles are doing exactly what we talked about earlier. They're using a recent change in Google to stir up activity and get things going about their brands and what they're doing, right? So like that's what we want to be doing. Like we want to be doing the same thing. So like Jason said, we've been following those guidelines in Reach. We stay abreast of all that stuff. We are not using Reach, you can't use Reach to, you don't want to, if you're trying to do something shady, you're going to have shady problems, right? If you just get into Reach, follow the system we lay out, do it the way we do it. Like we're not trying to do anything shady. We're not trying to be shady. We're not trying to send out millions of emails a day. Like we want to identify people that A, can turn into paying clients, and then B, we just want to start a relationship with them. There's nothing wrong with that, and we got a good system to do that. So and actually, I just that sparked my memory. I remember what I was going to say. So there's one other thing that they cover in there, but I just want to put this out there so anybody that is worried about sending cold emails. So there are a few systems out there. There are a couple different softwares. I'm not going to name who they are, but there are several large providers that when you go to send cold email, you essentially set up maybe a free Gmail address or a free Yahoo account. And basically then you have the ability to type in who you want the email to come from, even though you've never actually set up a dedicated domain to send from that actual email address. You put in a free Gmail account, a free Yahoo account, something like that, and you just type into the box where you want that email to come from. Those providers are scrambling right now because Google and Yahoo are definitely going after those guys. But again, in Reach, we've never followed that process. We've always used dedicated domains to actually send our email. So again, nothing to worry about on our end, but just something I wanted to mention because people may be thinking about it. That's really good to know. Yeah. Again, like we're not trying to do anything shady with what we're doing, right? We're trying to build a legitimate business using legitimate means. What's interesting, somebody said, do you think we're going to get less spam on our personal emails? No. Like one thing, the Monday night event at the country club confirmed to me is like, I was just talking to Nick about this the other day because we work so hard to do things ethically right in our business. Like we spend a lot of time talking about like how we want to operate. And there are a lot of things that other people do that maybe I don't know, like we just don't do them because we don't feel right doing those things, right? Like everybody tells us, hey, it's okay to do that stuff. This is okay. Like, but just for us, like we just don't feel okay doing that stuff. So, but when I was at the Monday night event at the country club, those people are spammers. Like they have the ad networks and the emails and they're just like, they were like, oh yeah, do you ever get any mortgage offers in your email? I'm like, all the freaking time. I never signed up for any of those. I don't think, it's like, yeah, that's us. They're like, but no real regulation from there because it's the mortgage companies and the banks and it's the institutions, right? But here we are having to scramble. So just so crazy sometimes the double standard. I wanted to address this question here real quick. So Enrique said, does Reach work only in English? So Enrique, it does not work only in English. Now, we provide it in English, but if you wanted to set it up in Spanish, all you would need to do is take the copy from the email templates and just translate it into Spanish. So you could run it through a translating machine, put them back in and do that. Richie said right here, he said it would take a little extra setup, as in to edit the emails, but no reason why it wouldn't work. So, and then I'd probably get on that because Frank said if you don't do it, he'll probably do it. So, always somebody out there to get you into action, right? So awesome. Awesome. So, okay. All right. So I see the team going around there. I'm trying to think anything else. Anybody have any last minute questions about reach, about anything like that? I know we're going a little over. Go to offlinesharks.com/reach special. Check it out. We have one more thing while you're thinking of questions to type in. We have one more thing we want to do. So let me cue that up real quick. Here it is.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
That's right. If you ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Yeah.
I love it. Every week, we like to give away some Cash App money to people that go to the shout outs post and say, hey, great job. Way to go. Awesome work. Today's winner are Wayne Gilchrist and Frank Caban. Frank the Tank.
Nice.
And Wayne, welcome you guys. Some Cash App money coming
Congrats.
your way. Let me look over here at any. Frank said, look, there you go, Enrique. He said he's going to give you a head start. So there you go. Let me see if there's any last minute questions. So look, if you're interested in home services jackpot, do me a favor, go to offlinesharks.com/support, just submit a ticket and say, hey, I was on the live show. I'm interested in picking that up. And the team should be able to shoot you a special link with a discount. I don't know how much the discount is, but they'll shoot you a little link with the discount. So let's see. Sandy says, Sandy. So great question. So part of the reach system is we set up our influencer websites. And so when I didn't really mention this, but when you get reach, you're actually getting two complete things from us. So one, you're getting reach, which is the cold email system we built out. But two, you also get for free at no charge our agency growth machine influencer website. You get that whole course, all the trainings, everything. So if you don't have AGM, you can get reach. You can get both those things together. But we do have two different options when you sign up to reach. So one is an unlimited. And so if you do the payment plan, that is the unlimited that you're getting. So what the unlimited means is our team will set up unlimited influencer sites for you, and our team will set up unlimited reach machines for you. So here's the thing. If you want to target multiple areas or multiple niches, you're going to need an influencer site and a reach machine for each area and each niche that you want to target, right? You can't run multiple things through one reach machine. So with the unlimited, which again, if you do the payment plan, that's what you get is the unlimited. Our team will set up unlimited influencer sites and we'll set up unlimited reach machines for you. That being said, please start with just one, get one set up and running. We do have another option where you get one website and one reach machine, which by the way, just so you guys know, that's all Nick and I have. We have one influencer site, hawaiithrive.com, and we run one reach machine to that. And, we've built up a list of businesses that's probably over 4,000 businesses now in Hawaii. We continually market to it. Like it's a great system. So I hope that answers your question, Sandy. Oh, somebody said, what is Tom reading? So I'm still reading that. I'm trying to get my way through this book. I already mentioned it on one of the live shows. I'll show you again. So this is what I've been reading. So it's called Lessons from an American Stoic, How Emerson Can Change Your Life. I saw somebody recommended this online. And so I've been reading this. It's by Mark Mochasuk. So it's got some interesting things in it. Yeah, I'm really interested in this kind of stuff, philosophy, Stoic, things like that. So I think it's pretty good. There's some things in it I disagree with, but hey, I'm not going to agree with every book, but it has been good so far. So I'm still trying to get my way through it. But once I'm finished with this, I do have some other books lined up, so I can be sharing those later on as well. So, all right, everybody. Well, listen, thanks for hanging out. Jason, thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
Cool. Yeah. Stay safe up. Yeah. A lot of fun today.
Yeah.
I know we went over, but man, I have a good time hanging out with you guys and talking. So enjoy the rest of your Friday. Stay safe. Practice Aloha. Yep. We will see you back here next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel.
Cool. See you guys.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.